to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and GSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register.
You're watching the 9 p.m. news on Som TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Som TV and catch all the action live on YouTube at Som TV Live. On the news tonight, Taraba women drive climate resilience effort amid growing environment challenges. PDP crisis worsened as Soswan considered exit over leadership disputes. Gombe CSOs pushes for gender-sensitive tobacco laws as state launches fertilizer support for farmers. On entertainment news, Libya arrests 5 Nigerians in Baghazi brothel raid, embassy monitoring case. On business news, tribunal dismisses DSTV, GoTV subscribers lawsuit over price hike and billing system. On entertainment news, Arya Star to star in Hollywood Child of Blood and Bond film adaptation. And on sport news, Mary Akinsola named Super Falcons media officer ahead of the 2025 WAFCON. I am Teresa Ayuba Dusi, and now the news in full. As climate change continues to threaten lives and livelihood across Nigeria, a new initiative in Taraba State is taking a bold step by placing women, particularly care workers, at the heart of community-led climate resilience efforts. Through a multi-stakeholder engagement led by the Transparency and Accountability in Totality, TNT, in partnership with the Climate and Care Initiative Foundation, Avena, the project aims to empower women with skills, knowledge, and tools needed to respond to environmental challenges while advancing gender equity and inclusive governance at the grassroots level. Som TV correspondent Lilian Yakubu completes the report.
A coalition of civic and development partners is placing women at the forefront of climate adoption in Taraba State. The initiatives, called Empowering Women in Vulnerable Communities for Climate Resilience and Adoption, is spearheaded by Transparency and Accountability in Totality. With support from Climate and Care Initiative and Foundation Avina. Its focus is to equip women, especially care workers, with practical tools to build resilience in their communities. Mr. Musa Suleiman, Head of Program and Partnership for the facilitators, said Taraba is one of the states most impacted by climate change, and engaging stakeholders here is vital to sustainable development. He emphasized that improving governance, accountability, and service delivery is central to the project's success.
My name is Musa Suleiman. I'm the head of programs, Transparency and Accountability Neutrality Initiative, popularly known as Follow Taxes. Yeah, we decided to choose Taraba State because Taraba State is one of those states that have witnessed the impact of climate change over time, and we realize that having this conversation is crucial to the development of the state at this particular time.
Training models include sustainable agriculture, disaster preparedness, water management, and clean energy, tailored to meet the needs of women who often bear the brunt of environmental shocks. Ashafa Abdusalam, who is the project lead, said work must begin to integrate care work into climate policy and invest in data that reflects women's unique climate burdens.
As a lead for natural resource and climate governance, and also the project lead for this particular project of empowering women care workers in vulnerable communities for climate resilience and adaptation. From the project embodied, it says a lot about the project. So we are actually targeting women care workers in vulnerable communities to train them for them to be more climate resilient, for them to be able to respond to the impact of climate change. And as we all know, that climate change is something that is always affecting us even in our day-to-day activity. So it's very necessary for us to empower these women, especially women in these vulnerable communities, in these rural communities that have limited access to information and also some of this training. So we're actually taking this training to the grassroots, to the people that are in the forefront of this climate change impact, to train them and empower them for them to be more climate resilient and be able to adapt to this impact of this climate change.
This initiative offers not just hope, but a clear path toward lasting, inclusive resilience. Lilian Yakubu, reporting for Sun TV.
Amid deepening internal rift within the People Democratic Party, former Benue State Governor Gabriel Soswan has hinted at leaving the party, citing frustration with unresolved leadership crisis. His comment followed acting National Chairman Umar Damagun's controversy reinstatement of Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary and the postponement of the party's 100th National Executive Committee meeting. Soswan, speaking on a television program, expressed delusional and floated in the possibility of joining alternative parties, including the Labour Party, the New Nigerian People's Party, or even the ruling All Progressive Congress. In contrast, party chieftain Bode George downplayed the crisis, describing it not as a breaking point but as a lesson in internal democracy. He maintained that no organization is without disgracement and emphasized the importance of unity in resolving issues. George added that while the National Executive Committee meeting can proceed as planned on the June 30th, it cannot address the matter of the National Secretariat due to the Independent National Electoral Commission 21-day notice rule for elective officers. He dismissed calls for defection, stating those who are tired can go to the All Progressive Congress and leave us alone.
Thank you, Ruben. Now, let me be very factual here. I don't know what Soswan had in his mind when he said that, but as a very senior member of the Board of Trustees, and the responsibility of the members of the upper chamber, we call ourselves, is to moderate when you have crisis within the party, like about the meeting for Monday. The chairman said there will be no NEC meeting and stated there will be caucus meeting. because according to him, you needed 21 days notice to the INEC. Now, the other members of the working committee said it was a postponement of NEC to the 30th of June to close your doors, tell yourself some home truths, and reassess the areas of friction will be a measure of your competence to the public. Committees, other governing bodies, or nominating candidates for any of the elective offices specified under this Act. 2, the Commission may, or with or without prior notice to the political party, attend and observe any convention, congress, conference, or meeting which is convened by a political party for that purpose, for the purpose that I've listed above. That is the Act itself. Now, the INEC regulation and guidelines for political parties, I will read. Every political party shall give the Commission about 21 days notice, through which a dedicated portal created for that purpose by the Commission of any convention, congress, conference, or meeting convened for the purpose of merger and electing members of the National Executive Committee and along going bodies, or nominating candidates for any of the elective offices for as stated in the Electoral Act of 2022. Now, listening to this, the meeting we have scheduled for Monday was at the last meeting of the party, that the next meeting will be on the 30th of June. And they now said, because we wanted to discuss the issue of the Southeast, that recommended a change in the secretary, and that is an elective office. So both sides now are interpreting this differently, and it is the responsibility of the Board of Trustees. That's why I got these two documents last night to read them. Both of them are mistranslating what should be. The meeting scheduled for Monday, some are saying, yes, if we call a caucus meeting, call it a caucus meeting. It has nothing to do with getting any permission from INEC. Others are saying, what we want to discuss, the Southeast issue as regards who is representing them as secretary in the National Working Committee, must be discussed. So it's a matter of the elders wading in on Monday. Tell them, we can hold this meeting without the 21 days notice. And what we will not do will be to discuss the issue of the secretary. We can't, because...
In Gombe State, the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center called for the adoption of gender-sensitive tobacco control policy. At a policy workshop, Solomon Adoga highlighted the severe health risks tobacco causes to women, particularly the rising incidence of breastfeeding and cardiovascular cancer. He urged that the state to pass targeted legislation to protect vulnerable groups. Still from Gombe, as part of the effort to boost food production and support farmers ahead of the rainy season, the Gombe state government has launched the distribution of subsidized fertilizer packages and other essential farming inputs across the state. Some TV correspondent Kamal Hamado completes the report.
Speaking during the flag-off ceremony, Governor Muhammadu Inuwa reaffirmed his administration commitment to making farming input more accessible to the farmers as part of effort to boost agricultural productivity, while urging farmers and herders to continue living peacefully to ensure a successful and bountiful harvest.
Over the past 6 years, this administration has consistently provided support to our farmers by investing billions of naira in procuring assorted fertilizers and other farm inputs, which we sell to farmers at subsidized rates. This support has helped to increase agricultural productivity and enhance food security, thus ensuring economic growth and stability in the northeast region and indeed in the wider Nigeria. For the 2025 wheat farming season, the government has procured 10,000 tons, that is 200,000 bags of NPK fertilizer, 20-10-10, as you can see in front, at the rate of 44,000 naira per bag. And in order to ease the burden of our farmers, we are selling the fertilizer at a discounted rate of 27 naira, which is 50% subsidy. 27 naira per bag. As we are all aware, timely access to agricultural inputs is crucial to enhancing agricultural productivity. In this regard, today's flag off of these sales to the farmers testifies to our commitment to ensuring timely and affordable access to agricultural inputs for the farmers.
In his welcoming address, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Cooperatives, Dr. Barnabas Malle, expressed gratitude to the governor for his unwavering support towards revitalizing agriculture in the state. He also appealed for the recruitment of more veterinary doctors and agricultural extension workers to strengthen service delivery.
Your Excellency, I want to sincerely express my gratitude and that of the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Cooperatives, and the entire farming population of Gombe State for your unrelenting efforts in the transformation of agriculture. With the cost of fertilizer in the market today, many have doubted the possibility of the procurement, sales and distribution of fertilizer in the state this year. However, due to the commitment and resilience of His Excellency Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya CEO and Damajan Gombe, it has become possible as we are witnessing it today. It may interest you, Your Excellency, to note that in the whole state, there are only 7 veterinary officers and a few agri-extension workers, which are grossly inadequate. Therefore, I wish to humbly request Your Excellency to consider the employment of staff to man these key areas.
Delivering a goodwill message, the State Coordinator of the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Mr. Absalom Ankwaras, commended Governor Inuwa Yahaya for what he described as a giant stride in supporting farmers. Some beneficiaries who spoke to journalists expressed their appreciation, describing the farm input as timely and of high quality.
Sunana ni ana ce min Alhaji Babba, mai girma gwamna ya kaddamar da taki a yau naira 27,000 wadda ni ganau ne domin na saya na biya.
My name is Alhaji Babba. The governor has flagged off the sales of fertilizer at the cost of 27,000. It is not late because this is the right time for its application.
Ni sunana Usman Muhammad Isa wanda ake mun lakabi da sarkin noma, wallahi yazo akan lokaci. Yanzu wasu ma suke shukan masara. Iri na ma ni ba akwai yanzu na shuka ko fita bai ba, kuma alhamdulillah ga taki yazo akan lokaci.
My name is Usman Muhammad Isa, popularly known as Sarkin Noma. Yes, the fertilizer has arrived at the right time. Some of us have just planted our maize. The price is reasonable, as fertilizer is being sold for 47,000 to 50,000 naira elsewhere. But here, the governor has given it to us at 27,000. We deeply appreciate Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya.
Kira ga manoman jihar Gombe su gaggauta zuwa neman wannan taki, dan wannan taki mai kyau ne, ni na aiki da shi. Abin ka tunani.
From Gombe, Kamal Hamajo, Sum TV News.
A dispute over a name similarity may hinder the registration of new opposition coalition seeking recognition as the All Democratic Alliances, as another group has submitted a similar application to the Independent National Electoral Commission under the name Advanced Democracy Alliance. Both applications listed as number 109 and 110 on the Commission Register of Pending Application risk rejection due to regulation that prohibits political association from bearing similar names, acronyms, or logos. Although the two groups have different leadership, structures, and symbols, the overlap in their acronym has drawn comparison to the 2013 controversy involving the registration of the All Progressive Congress. Umar Ardo, a convener of the coalition-backed All Democratic Alliance, maintained that their application predict that all the rival group. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has set August 16, 2025 for by-election in 16 constituencies across 12 states. These include the Karim Lamido, a seat in Taraba which became vacant after Mike Diojan joined the Taraba State Executive Council. INEC would deploy over 30 officials for the polls involving more than 3.5 million voters. Parties' primaries will run from July 17th to 21st, with campaign allowed from August 12 to 14. Some constituencies in River and Zamfara will not hold election due to security and legal issues. Court order reruns will also take place in Enugu and Kano. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been formally notified of the suspension of Social Democratic Party SDP National Chairman Shehu Gamba over allegation of large-scale financial misconduct. Also suspended are the party's National Auditor Nandi Clarkson and National Youth Leader Chukwuema Ochukwu for their alleged involvement in the scandal. According to the SDP, the suspended officials engaged in unauthorized financial dealings, diverted party funds, and submitted a financial report to INEC without the approval of National Working Committee. In response, the party has constituted an interim panel to audit its financial and appointed Deputy National Chairman, not Sadiq Abubakar, as acting chairman. The matter has been reported to relevant security and anti-corruption agencies. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed 4 key tax reform bills into law, making a major step in overwhelming Nigerian fiscal framework. The new law aims to unify the country's fragmented tax system, remove redundancies, and create a fair, transparent, and businesses. Tinubu stated that the reform targets relief for low-income earners and small businesses, while enhancing efficiency and revenue generation. The signed bill include the Nigerian Tax Bill, Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, Nigerian Revenue Service Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Bill. The signing ceremony was attended by the top government officials and lawmakers. In a related development, Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Taiwo Oyadele, has explained that the newly signed tax laws are designed to ease the burden on citizens and promote economic growth. He stated that the reform aims to simplify the tax system, reduce complaints, cost of businesses, and eliminate outdated or conflicting tax provision ultimately improving firms and efficiency in revenue collection.
This is the actual demonstration of political will. Even when it became so heated, there were people calling names, it became politically risky for even Mr. President, because it took a different dimension from regional issues to religious issues. And you know, those things are things Nigerians are sensitive about. An average leader would have just backed down. He kept encouraging us to say, let's keep doing it, it's the right thing. I do not take that for granted, and I thought I should put it on record. And I've said a couple of times, Mr. President did not dictate anything to us. He allowed us to do our work professionally, only asking us questions and providing guidance. I think that's a very important example of how to provide leadership. Another thing that Mr. President did, which is extremely important, was to say he wasn't looking for a committee that will advise and take photos and walk away. He said we have to stay the course and support the government to implement. And anytime I think about it and I look back, I say, imagine we had submitted a report that says rewrite Nigerian laws, and we took photos and left. When it became very controversial, how would we have been able to deal with it? I think this model should be replicated for subsequent reforms because it has worked. Having said that, today is a very important day in the life of our country, and by extension in the life of our people. Nothing of this magnitude has been done in the history of Nigeria, pre or post independence. Today is the day that very holistic reform that we have been asking for, some of us have been practicing as professionals for more than 2 decades. And we seem to be speaking to ourselves, or nobody was listening. It became very frustrating. We see the potential of the country and what was possible, but we're being held down by laws that were anti-businesses, that were counterproductive all over the place. And having the courage to bring all of it together and put that reform through at this time is truly, truly commendable, and I'd like to say congratulations to all Nigerians. Now, these reforms are not about raising more taxes. I think people get it wrong. A lot of people, including analysts and commentators, will say, oh, where are they going to get the more taxes from? Nigerians are poor. This is exactly trying to relieve people of the burden of taxes. These tax laws, they are now laws, are pro-poor in particular. More than 1/3 of workers in both the private and public sector will now be exempted completely from PAYE. They will not have to pay personal income tax. Small businesses, over 90% of small and micro nano businesses will no longer have to worry about paying corporate income tax or charging VAT or even deducting withholding tax or paying PAYE for their employees. What this means is that there will be more money in the hands of the ordinary Nigerian to take care of their daily needs. In addition to that, these laws also provide what we call zero rate of VAT on essential consumption. What does it mean? It means any traces of VAT in food, in education, in medical and health care is now removed completely. So we should see prices of those items come down. In addition to that, transportation, accommodation and housing is exempt from VAT. Our analysis, which was very clear, is that these items collectively account for more than 80% of where Nigerians spend their money. That's a huge relief for them. We also have provisions in those laws to help us improve efficiency. Efficiency in how we collect taxes, and also efficiency in the transparency of reporting the taxes we collect, which we expect should then be linked to how those taxes are utilized for the purpose of the people. This is really revisiting the social contract between the government and the people. In addition to that, these laws will promote Nigeria in terms of competitiveness. It's harmonizing the taxes that companies have to pay, reducing the burden of those taxes, and removing distortionary tax waivers and incentives. Because what has been happening is that if you are a very honest person doing your legitimate business and you don't know anyone, you will struggle because your colleague or your competitor who is well connected gets all manners of waivers that you don't have access to. That has been taken care of. There is now transparent incentive regime, reducing discretion and subjectivity, and it's available to anyone once the conditions are met. We also have provisions that speak to wasteful incentive generally, including how do we address tax evasion. This is another very important point. If you have two people doing business, one person is paying their taxes correctly and honestly, the other person is evading their taxes and paying bribe wherever they can find anyone. What we are essentially doing is we are incentivizing the tax evader and we are discouraging the compliant taxpayer. That is not a sustainable way of building a society. These tax laws also address that because it's going to make tax evasion now more expensive while simplifying voluntary compliance. This is how we can build a society we can all be proud of. Of course, if you allow me to continue, there are lots of other issues that I'm excited to start talking about them. But I think what is most important is to remind ourselves that why this event of today is so important, the journey is just beginning. All right?
The High Court in Lafia, Nasarawa State has sentenced Oluwatimilayin Ajayi to death by hanging for the gruesome murder of Salome Adedua, a National Youth Staff Corps member. Delivering the judgment, Justice Simon Aboki found Ajayi guilty of culpable homicide after the prosecution presented evidence that he had not only killed Adabua but also dismembered her body. The convict was charged under Section 221 of the Penal Code.
I've done that right, we are going to do that now.
Please, my noble lord, my name is R.A. Umoru, Chief State Counsel of the Nasarawa State Ministry of Justice. Another appeal on Oluwatimilayin Daniel Ajayi.
Well, for us from Legal Aid Council, I'm the state coordinator. The law has taken its course. Because of the peculiar nature of this case and the accelerated hearing it was given by the judiciary, we have no option. We are lawyers, we only assisted analyzing critically the evidence of both parties. The option is left for the convict and his family members if they choose to test this judgment as well. As I said, it is their discretion. We cannot dictate that.
By law, by the Constitution, he has 19 days within which to appeal. However, it is within his right to appeal, failure of which the Ministry of Justice will have to recommend to His Excellency to sign the death warrant for the proper execution of the judgment of the court.
Thank you very much.
In a significant political development, Honorable Chiyomobi Sam Otu, who represents Enugu North and South Federal Constituency under the Labour Party LP, has defected to All Progressive Congress APC. The announcement was made during Thursday House plenary session and accepted without objection by the House leadership. His defection reflects ongoing strategic alignments as the 2027 election approach, with analysts suggesting the APC may be gearing further around the southeast region.
We are looking forward to seeing more of you in the coming weeks and months with more good news. Honorable colleagues, It is my pleasure and privilege to inform you that our dear brother and colleague, Honorable Chimobi Sam Atu, member representing Enugu North and South Federal Constituency of Enugu State, today has sent a letter. And the letter is in respect of defection from Labour Party to the All Progressive Congress, APC. The content of his letter reads as follows. I write to inform the People's Speaker and my honorable colleagues that I have formally resigned my membership of the Labour Party after holistic consultations with my constituents and critical stakeholders. I have, therefore, moved to the All Progressive Congress effective today. This decision was necessitated by the persistent internal crisis plaguing the Labour Party, both at the national level and within the state chapter, which have hindered the party's capacity to provide the focused leadership. Sincerely grateful to the Labour Party for the platform it provided in the course of my political journey. I'm compelled to move forward in alignment with the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. His administration's demonstrable commitment to the development of the Southeast region, particularly through initiatives like the Southeast Development Commission, aligns with the aspirations of my constituents. Please accept the assurances of my esteemed regards. Signed, Honorable Chimobi Sam Atu, member representing Enugu North and South Federal Constituencies of Enugu State. Our dear brother, congratulations for joining the greatest party in Africa. We are wishing you all the best and we are welcoming you to our great party. Congratulations on behalf of the APC caucus of the House. Please start. Please greet the people from the right side first before you come to the other side.
Point of order, sir.
We will give you the time, but let us at least allow him to.
I'm here.
To enjoy himself. For. No, I didn't. I just advised.
This is blackmail. Let Peter over here.
What are you?
Thank God, Your Excellency. Mr. Speaker, thank God, the back is still on.
No, let him sit at the back. He's late.
Section 68, what?
What happened?
I've been calling.
Meanwhile, the Senate confirmed Ms. Osoro Apabio as the inaugural Managing Director of the South-South Development Commission, SSDC, with Honorable Chubudum Wochu as Board Chairman. Lawmakers praised the SSDC's potential to address historic underinvestment in the region.
The nomination of one Honorable Chibudom Unwoche, former Deputy Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, as Chairman. Osoro Ofiong Akpabio, Managing Director. Rala, Member. Alhaji Yusuf Razak Amao, Member. Honorable Bukola Bremo, Member. Honorable Marcos Nle Eji, Executive Director, Projects. Engineer Aganaba Preye Stephen, Executive Director, Social and Human Development. Dr. Timi Aiba Tonye, Executive Director, Corporate Services. Executive Honorable Joseph Oguoke, Executive Director, Commercial and Environmental Development. Ambassador Sonny Abang, Executive Director, Finance. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The information person are hereby confirmed as Chairman, Managing Director, members, and Executive Directors of the South-South Development Commission. I commend on behalf of the Senate, the Chairman, Senator Benson, Friday.
President Bola Tinubu has withheld assent to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Amendment Bill 2025, citing constitutional conflict. The bill recently passed by the National Assembly proposed allowing the NDLEA to retain a share of recovered drug-related proceeds. However, Tinubu noted that the exciting laws mandate all such funds are paid into the confiscated and forfeited properties account, with the disbursement requiring presidential and legislative approval. His decision conveyed to the House of Representatives underscored the administration's commitment to constitutional compliances and transparency in asset management. Simultaneously, in Abuja, the head of Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, emphasized the need for digital ability and institutional reform in Nigerian civil service. Speaking at the Median International Civil Service Conference, Wilson-Jack called for the transformation in operational culture through the adoption of technology and policy innovation. Civil service expert Dr. Joe Abba had a sobering note, warning that persistent political interference has long undermined the efficiency and professionalism of Nigerian public institutions. Both speakers advocated to the reform rooted in meritocracy, transparency, and performance merit. Elsewhere in Abuja, unrest broke out of the Federal Character Commission as employees tragic protest demanding the removal of chairperson Mrs. Mohaba Dan Kaka. The worker cited allegation of mismanagement, deteriorating work condition, and poor leadership. Demonstrators call on the federal authorities to intervene and restore institutional integrity. Observers say the protest reflects deeper frustration within Nigerian civil service and Gosei governmental agency, where governance lapses often go undressed for years. At the launch of the African Trade Report 2025, Afrimax Bank, Chief Economist Dr. Yemi Kale criticized global credit rating agencies for misrepresenting African economies. Speaking in Abuja, Kale called for the development of the African credit rating model that reflects the continent's economic realities rather than outdated or Western-based standard. He also urged strong financial integration across African countries to drive trade and investment. He commented echo a group continental demand for autonomy in global economic assessments. In Lagos, political tension escalated after Mr. Peter Obi, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, accused the Lagos State of demolishing a property owned by his brother. Obi described the act of political motivated. However, Lagos Commissioner for Information, Banga Omotosa, dismissed his allegation, clarifying that no state agency was involved. An official investigation is underway through the Office of the Urban Development. with many awaiting its finding and amid heated public debate. In a solemn tribute in Ibadan, Governor Seyi Makinde led a memorial service for former Governor Dr. Omololu Oluluwa at the Obafemi Oluwolu Stadium. The highlight of the ceremony was renaming of the Polytechnic Ibadan of Omololu Oluwa Polytechnic. Makinde praised Oluluwa's lifelong dedication to education, good governance, calling him a statesman of rare intellect and integrity. Meanwhile, in Oyo State government, in collaboration with UNICEF, commissioned 10 solar-powered borehole and 11 modern toilet facilities in rural areas across Igba, Ona area and Ipara East local government. The initiative is part of the effort to eliminate open defecation and improve sanitation in underserved communities. Local leaders plead to ensure long-term maintenance, while UNICEF commended the state for prioritizing public health infrastructure. A fire outbreak in Isayin's Suwami, Abalotu area destroyed 3 shops, reportedly due to an electric fault. While no lives were lost, the incident underscored ongoing concern over the fire safety standard in local workshops. The Oyo State Fire Service responded swiftly, containing the blaze before it spread further. Authorities have since issued a reminder to attend to the importance of electricity safety and compliance with fire codes. In Wari, Delta State Governor Sheriff Obaruvere is preparing to commission the Permanent Secretariat of the Nigerian Union of Journalism NUJ, Wari Chapel. The facility constructed with support from the Tantita Security Services will also host a security-themed media lecture as part of the NUJ Press Week. The initiative aims to strengthen journalist engagement in national security discourse and promote responsibility reporting. At a separate event, Deputy Commander Victor Isebo of NDLEA's Delta Command raised concern over the increased rate of drug abuse among women, now accounting for 25% of users. Speaking at the sanitization event in Asaba, Isebo called for more targeted intervention, including public education on the intersection between substance abuse, digital crime, and social instability. In Nasarawa State, Governor Abdullahi Sule has approved the distribution of 15,716 desks to public primary schools after conducting unscheduled inspection visits. The initiative is aimed at improving learning conditions and addressing infrastructure gaps. The State Universal Basic Education Board (SUBEB) Chairman Dr. Kasim Muhammad Kasim commended the governor's proactive response and promised further upgrade across the state school. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo visited the NYSC orientation camp in Ijomo local government area, where he pleaded financial support to boost corps members' morale. The gesture has been welcomed by the youth organization and civil society group as a commendable step toward empowering young Nigerians during national service. In a major breakthrough, security forces have arrested 53 suspects in connection with the Yelwata massacre. The National Orientation Agency (NOA) director described the arrest as a testament to the government commitment to enforcing justice under the National Values Charter. The suspects are currently undergoing interrogation. The NDLEA command in Bauchi State announced the arrest of 127 individuals and seizure of over 1,205 kilometers of narcotic from January to June 2025. Commander Ali Aminu credit Intensify Education Campaigns and Institutional Reform Campaign by NDLEA Chairman Buba Marwa for the agency's growing effectiveness. Aminu highlighted the importance of continual community outreach in curbing substance abuse. Still in Bauchi, the Bauchi state government initiated a digital media training program for personnel of the Bauchi Radio Cooperative and Bauchi State Television Authority. The Commissioner of Information, Mr. Usman Shehu, stated that the initiative is part of the comprehensive strategy by Governor Bala Muhammad to modernize government-owned media institutions and ensure their operations are constant with the international standard and best practice. A badly damaged bridge in Jalingo, Taraba State, is now putting lives at risk. The bridge connected the Taraba Specialist Hospital and the College of Nursing Science and Midwifery. Crack are wandering stillbirths are showing, and expert warn it could collapse if not done. People are scared to use it, and health workers say it could affect emergency care and student safety. Some TV correspondent Lilian Yakubu completes the report.
In Jalingo, Taraba State, a bridge that connects two pillars of health and education now tears on the bricks of collapse. This is the only structure linking the Taraba State Specialist Hospital and the College of Nursing Science and Midwifery. What once serves as a lifeline for emergency medical service and hundreds of nursing students now poses a grave threat to the very lives it once helped protect. Large portions of the bridge surface are delaminating. Layers of concrete have peeled away, leaving behind fragile skeleton of concrete steel and widening cracks. Years of neglect, rain, and erosion have pushed this structure past safe limits. According to structure experts, its current conditions suggest a weakened load-bearing capacity, a dangerous sign that collapse is no longer distant possibility but a looming reality. Residents, communities, and health workers now approach it with fear. Locals says the bridge hasn't seen major repairs in years. Health workers warn that its failure could paralyze emergency care. Nursing students across this bridge daily risking injury just to reach their classrooms and hospital wards. Lilian Yakubu reporting for Some TV.
We will now go for a brief commercial intermission, but don't go anywhere. There are plenty more coming your way right here on Some TV.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Taraba Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and GSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Taraba Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464, or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register now.
Welcome back. Up next, international news. On the international front, Libyan authorities arrest 5 Nigerians, 4 women and a man, including a mother with a child, during a raid on a suspected brothel in Benghazi. The group, believed to be undocumented migrants, were taken into custody by Libyan's migration force agencies. The Nigerian embassy in Tripoli is reported monitoring the situation. On business news, the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal in Abuja has dismissed a class action suit filed by 962 DSTV and GoTV subscribers against MultiChoice Nigerian and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, citing lack of jurisdiction, and plaintiffs have challenged recent subscription price increase and demand a shift to pay-as-you-view billing. However, the tribunal ruled the pricing regulation falls under exclusive authorities of the President. As outlined in the Price Control Act, the panel also upheld MultiChoice objection, noting that the case was improperly filed as a class action and failed to improve market abuse. Ride-hailing platform InDrive has launched a 5-week church activation campaign in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, offering 50% cash back on rides and from church service, partnering with churches such as Harvesters International Christian Center and the New Church. The initiative aimed to improve post-service transportation and create flexible income opportunities. InDrive also encouraged communal support with messages like "Take a neighbor to church." The company praised the warm reception from churches and plans to expand the initiative reinforcement its mission to use mobility as a tool for empowerment and positive change. On entertainment news, Nigerian music sensation Arya Star is set to make her acting debut in Hollywood adaptation of Child of Blood and Bone, a fantasy novel by Nigerian-American author Tumi Adeyemi. She joined a list cast including Cynthia Eruvu, Viola Davis, and Idris Ebela. Speaking on the CBS Mornings, Arya described the shift from music to film as challenging but enlightening, highlighting the discipline required on set. The film, based on West African methodology, follows a young girl's quest to restore magic of her homeland. And on sport news, the Nigerian Football Federation has appointed Mary Akinsola as the new media officer of the Super Falcons ahead of the 2025 Women African Cup of Nations. Akinsola, a seasoned media and sport communication professional, brings over a decade of experience from roles at Eurosport, Sport Gazette, UK, ALCsport.com, and the Broadcasting Corporation of Uyo State. She holds a master's degree in international sport journalism from St. Mary University, London, and has worked on major global sport events, including the Olympic and European football competition. She joined the team as they prepare for the WAFCON tournament in Morocco, where they are aimed to secure a 10th continental title. And we have come to the end of this edition of News at 9 p.m. from SOM TV. But before we sign off, here is a final recap of the headlines. In Taraba State, women are taking the lead in climate resilience effort, placing care and community at the center of environmental solution. The political landscape remains tense as former Benue Governor Gabriel Swanswam signaled a possible defection from the PDP amid unresolved leadership rift. In Gombe, civil society groups are calling for gender-sensitive tobacco policies to address raising health risks among women, even as the state government ramps up support for farmers with fertilizers and input disruption. On entertainment news, Libya authorities have arrested 5 Nigerians during the raid on the suspected brothel in Benghazi, with the Nigerian embassy closely monitoring development. And in business news, the tribunal in Abuja has dismissed a class action against DSTV and GoTV over subscription hikes, citing lack of jurisdiction. And on entertainment news, bring exciting news as Arya Star prepares to make her acting debut in Hollywood adaptation of Child of Blood and Bone. And in sport, Mary Akinsola has been appointed as the new media officer of the Super Falcons ahead of the 2025 Women African Cup of Nations. Stay tuned with us for more exciting lineup of programs and updates. I am Teresa Ayuba-Duse. Good evening.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.